Coach, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, perfect. Guys, we have Coach Rhule here. Answer questions you guys have for him. Coach, do you want to start us off or go right into questions?
Yeah, I'll start off.
All right, go ahead.
Obviously, guys, we're excited to get into game week, get started with the New York Jets. Just a couple notes for you guys. Number one, Johnny Miller was placed on the COVID-19 reserve list. He will be out for the game. Dennis Daly will start in his place. I'll have no other comments with regards to anybody else. If anything else does arise, we will put them on the COVID-19 list as we move forward. With regards to injuries, really no comments on injuries right now. We'll put a injury report out Monday. So with that, if there's any questions about the game, be happy to answer.
All right, let's go to Jonathan Alexander for the first question.
You're muted. You're muted, Jonathan.
Sorry about that. Where do you stand, Matt, on how the offensive line has looked so far?
We're just going to get ready for this game. Like all of our positions, how we've looked or what we've done really doesn't matter for where we are this week. I've been pleased with the guys' work. Excited to get the full contingent out there. Excited to get McCaffrey out there, along with Sam, DJ, Robbie, Ian, and the guys. So, it's been preseason. We've gotten good work done, but the real test will be this Sunday. So we'll wake up Monday morning, and we'll have a much better feel for who we are. Where do we have to head?
And if I could ask you, your guys for Sunday, if today was the game, would it be still Cam, F-line, Paradis, Daly, and Mo?
Yes.
All right, let's go to Steven Toronto, followed by Josh Graham.
Coach, Jets head coach Robert Saleh is in a pretty similar position to the one you were in last year in terms of having a young and rebuilding football team. Based on what they did in preseason and what you've seen on tape, what do you think of this Jets team so far? And what do you think is different about them compared to last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, I can't comment on them in the past, just without having really studied them. My work has been done on them this preseason and, going back and watching 49ers tape. I think Coach Saleh's, number one, what he did as a defensive coordinator, I have tremendous respect for. And carrying that over now, they're gonna get after you. They're gonna be physical. They're gonna run to the football. You can see them playing really hard in preseason right now. They are well put together defensively. Always will have a great rush. They have tremendous defensive linemen that they've drafted over the last couple of years. Offensively, with the same sort of system that they ran in San Francisco, not knowing exactly what to expect. So far, it's been a lot of 12 personnel this year. But we know the first game preseason, we have to prepare really for everything right now. So we're preparing for a lot of different looks, a lot of different things, knowing that, that they've drawn on. But I think the biggest thing with Coach Saleh is you can tell that, the players who are going to play hard, they're going to be locked in. He's going to run a great organization, and, it'll be a tough game on Sunday.
From game day, being in town and you being on the show and the 3 football games, what was the highlight of your big football weekend you had?
That's a great question. Number one, I think just sharing it with my son. I was able to go to all 3 games with my son, and so often everything's centered around the teams that I'm coaching. So to go there and just be a fan with him was pretty cool. And again, seeing UNC Charlotte, that atmosphere, that action, that was awesome. Just seeing it live. Thought App State has a really good team. ECU, you can tell they've gotten a lot better. Coach has done a good job, and then Georgia Clemson was a slugfest. It was awesome. So I just enjoyed the whole thing. And to me, it's for this week, and Charlotte was the epicenter of college football, and I think it really showcased off Bank of America. I think it showcased off Charlotte, and I hope we have more things like that, because I think the more eyes we bring to this great city, the better it is for all of us.
When was the last time you were able to attend a game with your son?
I can't remember. I mean, high school recruiting once or twice, going to see a high school game, but I don't think I've seen a college or program. I mean, I think I saw when I was head coach at Temple way back when. I think I saw the maybe I was an assistant coach. No, I was an assistant coach. I saw the Patriots play the Eagles. I mean, this is 2008 maybe. So it's been a while.
Let's go to Brett Jensen for the next question, followed by Will Palachik.
Hi, Matt. I'm just curious, and I know you've been asked this a lot throughout training camp and everything, but does this week feel different for you personally, just from a standpoint of knowing more what you have as opposed to last year because of the differences in training camp and everything else?
Oh yeah, I mean it's night and day from last year. I mean, last year, we were really we were just a couple weeks in getting to know the team. We've known these guys for a long time. I think we have a much more collective sense of how we want to win, how we want to do things, how we want to play together. Situationally, I think we're a much stronger team now. But I think the biggest thing is everyone knows what to expect. Coaches, players, everybody. So I think we're way further ahead. How far that is, we'll see on Sunday. We have to go out and play, and you always feel like you make your biggest jump from week 1 to week 2. So I'm excited to play the game, and no matter what the outcome is, build off of it and improve on it.
Matt, as far as Daly starting at right guard, I know you've kind of talked about him as being almost a 6th starter on your team. How comfortable are you kind of with his progress through camp, and how do you feel about him getting the opportunity Sunday?
I'm really comfortable with Dennis. We feel like he should be starting. He has a skill set of a starter. He's just had some bumps along the way, and some good, some bad. Had the birth of a child, which is wonderful. Just some different things have caused him to miss some things. So, but he has his opportunity, and when Johnny went down against Baltimore, we had Dennis for the joint practices. We had Dennis play the whole first half of that game. So, he can settle down this week, know that he's the right guard. I think he's got tremendous power. He's got quickness. He's got length. He should play really well.
All right, we'll go to Joe Person next.
Hey, Matt, is it a situation with with Johnny? Will he have like a 10-day quarantine?
Yeah, Johnny will be out for 10 days.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And in terms of it's kind of next man up behind Dennis, would that be Deontay? Would it be Brady, or what are you thinking?
Those are conversations. This kind of all happened, upon us last day or so. So, in a pinch right now, it would be Deontay, Brady, Trent. Those guys will have a chance the next couple of days to practice, and so I think we'll make a decision. But I think going right now, it would be Deontay up next, unless something changes.
Let's go to David Newton.
Yeah, man, I wanted to ask you in general, just the concerns you have with what's happening around the league and COVID right now, and other teams being impacted, and now yours.
This is, I'm working, I'm concerned about, I'm concerned about COVID and just in general, right? I'm concerned about the teachers and the hospital workers and all those things. So I'm concerned about my family. I'm concerned about our players' families. With regards to us, I think we've done we're highly vaccinated. We've done a good job of guys taking care of themselves. We know that it's something we have to deal with. At the end of the day, you can't control the result, but you can control, the process. So we're trying to make sure we do a really good job. And then, the guys on our practice squad have to be ready. They have to know that they could get called up at a moment's notice. We're meeting that way. We're practicing that way, with a high expectation of, hey, we could call you up Saturday night and you have to be ready to go Sunday. So that's the approach. I think it's going to be something that everyone has to deal with, and something that, I have to think about every single day.
Thank you.
Let's go to Antonio Ramos next, followed by Skylar Callahan.
Hey, Matt, how has been the process of voting for team captains, or if you plan to do that this week?
Yeah, we have not done that yet. That'll happen later this week.
Hey, Matt, what is the biggest challenge with presenting with the New York Jets and having a first-year head coach and a first-year quarterback starting the first game? You guys had Justin Herbert last year, but it wasn't game one. I believe you guys had a couple of games under your belt. So what is that difference like?
Yeah, there's just so many unknowns, in terms of preparation. So what you end up doing is you end up preparing for a lot as opposed to really honing in. I think the biggest thing is, we know that Coach Saleh is a great coach. We know that We know that Zach's a great quarterback. He's been really impressive in the preseason. He had 2 joint practices under his belt like we did to really get some, bullets flying at him, I'm sure. So I think for us, the focus has to be just on us, making sure that we all do our jobs, making sure that we play to our standard. If we do those things, every week you're going to get something thrown at you that you're not prepared for. So we have to make sure the coaches do a good job of, anticipating and showing as many things as possible. But at the same time, our guys have to go back to, the old things, the playing hard, tackling, blocking, making catches, affecting the ball. Those are the things that win football games. And that's never more true than week 1.
Is it more of a focus on you guys as well, more so than and kind of reacting to what they do in the first couple of drives?
Yeah, that I was trying to say that just there. Like, I think we just focus on us. And we do every week, but we try to make sure we look at, hey, we have to take this person away, that person away. But I do think, we have a good sense for their personnel, but be it from last year or this year, they've got some great players. They've got some guys that are, matchup challenges on defense. They're really, really strong in the middle. Their defensive line's an outstanding defensive line. Obviously they have CJ Mosley back. So they have a secondary that can run. So we have to do a really good job, our offense, preparing for those guys. And then defensively, obviously a new quarterback. They've got, Mekhi Becton's just fantastic watching on tape. They've got a good offensive line. They've got tight ends that they use really well. Croft has had a really good preseason. And then, Corey Davis is a guy that, first round draft pick and, big free agent signing for them. Elijah Moore, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Jamison Crowder. So really trying to focus on the personnel and those matchups and schematically take it as much as we can off the tape from San Francisco and what they've done this preseason.
Guys, looks like we have a couple more. So let's go to Joe Person, followed by Will Pelagic.
Hey, man, I got a couple rapid fire. I'll just, is Erickson kind of a potential returner on the 53, or is he pretty much all practice squad?
We wanted to bring him in, get him here. He's someone that we really liked in free agency. And then when things didn't work out, this was an opportunity to get him here and see. So, we'll work with him. We'll practice with him. We've heard great things about him. His receiver coach in Cincinnati had really talked about him really well. So get him here, get him started. Obviously he's returned punts for touchdowns in the National Football League. So that's always a good thing to have around. So we'll just kind of see where that leads.
Is Chuba your kick returner, or if you're able to say?
Yeah, Chuba would go out there and return kicks for us right now.
Okay. And then
there's a couple of, like, Erickson can do it. Some other guys can do it, but we play today, it would be Chuba, without something changing.
And then last two, just what you envision Royce Freeman's role being, and then is Eberle competing with Santosa or more of just sort of an emergency type guy?
Well, we liked Eberle when he was here, and I think we thought, with COVID, having another leg here would always be a smart idea. The testings are different this year, so we don't have to do that. We don't have to keep him here. We could do some different things, but we liked him. And so, we're going to compete everything out. Ryan's done a really good job so far, but we wanted to make sure we had enough guys here, and also keeping a guy on the practice squad for COVID. And then you mentioned Royce Freeman, just having another veteran presence. We have some really good young backs that we like. Rodney Smith, Spencer Brown, obviously Chuba. But in terms of that world of, 2-minute, third down, pass protections, been there, done that, Royce has. And going back and watch the tape, I just really like this tape. He comes with a tremendous pedigree in terms of who he is as a player, as a professional. So we thought it was an opportunity to add a veteran player that could start by doing some of the dirty work, and offers a big back presence, 230-pound back. So got him here. We'll see how it works out, but we were excited to get him.
Go ahead, Will. You're muted right now.
Sorry. Thank you, Preston. As far as what you guys ran most of the preseason, at least in game situation, was without Christian McCaffrey, at least all of it was. How diametrically different is it to try to dial things up in a game situation now that you kind of have that piece available to you on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, Christian's an elite player, right? He's one of the top players in the National Football League. And so to have him, I've been waiting for this moment, so, and I don't think you have to do anything special. It's not about calling a special play for Christian. It's just, great players take the simple and they make it special. And Chuba's had a really good preseason. Spencer's had a good preseason. Those guys have, made nice runs, made big plays. But Christian obviously is is who he is for a reason. And so we're excited to get him back involved. And at the same time, knowing that we have Chuba, we have Royce, we have some guys that can take some of the load off Christian as well.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. Coach, appreciate the time.
Thanks, guys.